Hello, Paul Wilkinson here. The last few days on Twitter, or X as it's called, there's been a lot of musicians and academics kind of having thoughtful discussions about whether music institutions should have as a prerequisite that you should be able to read music, or whether you should be accepted onto the course if you can't read music. So there's so many things to unpack there, so I just thought I'd bring a few things to the table in this discussion. First of all, as my old teacher Bill used to say, questions open doors and answers close them, and this is something not to be rushed on. It's a very interesting topic which requires different architectures of thinking, different ways of perceiving to try and make some good sense of it. In this particular age that we live in with AI and the digital age, it brings in many questions. The great philosopher Jacob Needleman said that regarding questions that you don't have to answer the questions, you just have to notice them. And actually noticing it, I think, is far more powerful and penetrative than maybe answering this question in a rush. But having said that, let's just think of it from a few different, if you like, different kind of VR headsets, yeah? So there's the VR headset that says you read music, and if we think in academia, most of the people that work in academia, and I did for 20 odd years, are readers of music, so they're going to continue prescribing that kind of curriculum where you have to read music. If you're going to be a classical musician, you're going to need to be able to read music. If you're going to be a session musician, you're going to need to be able to read music. If you're a jazz musician, you're going to need to be able to read music, because you may play in a big band, you may have to play from lead sheets. So wearing the VR headset of reading music, it's essential, and in my training I got that so that I could learn to read music, so that you can do sight reading gigs. A lot of jazz gigs, you turn up, a friend has written a piece and you put it out and you play it. So there's that VR headset for reading music. And also, if you think about it, of course, if you're a teacher, an academia, for example, and you're teaching theory, and the people out there can't read notes, and of course you've got a problem, haven't you? Because you can't help those students, because they already don't understand the language you're speaking. So there's that. There's also, of course, I work a lot with pop musicians, and a lot of brilliant pop musicians don't read music at all, and I just don't see that as a boundary for anything I've ever done. It isn't an issue that I might read music and they might not. It just doesn't matter. Their ears are great, and they write great songs, and they write chord progressions. So you can fully see why, in this age where popular music is the dominant music that we listen to, it's a dominant thing across society musically, you can see it does question the whole ethos. As degrees in universities offer pop degrees more and more, it does question the meta move. Really is, what's the function of education? And I've done a few video, a big long film about that, which you can click on the link. That's more of a meta move. So like exiting the domain you're in, it's a thinking move. I'm not saying I have an opinion about it. What you're saying is, okay, let's look at it from another architecture of thinking that's much bigger. Bring myself out of it. Okay, football, I love it. No, I don't like it. Come out of it and see what you can learn from it. And I've done a film about education, not focusing so much on university, but more on pre-university education, and the links there for you to have a look if that's a further interest here. Because it's a very philosophical topic, this, and it could get labyrinthine very, very quickly. So Hegel, the philosopher, had this thesis, antithesis, synthesis, where basically you unpack your idea like you're your enemy, and then you synthesize the ideas. And I think that's what we're dealing with here. This is a big question, particularly in the age that we're at, as I've said. So yeah, what I would say is you need to go slowly on this topic. It's complicated, and you need to bring in different perspectives to understand it. So in answering the question, I would say it's not a prerequisite to be able to read music, depending on the setting, depending on the situation you're in. If you're in the West End and you just turn up, you're going to have to be able to read music. But if you're in a pop band, Taylor Swift's band, for example, you're going to need to be able to read chords. What we want, or what I want for a musician, is for them to be functional in the music they love. And that's the most important thing. A teacher is a guide on the side, not a sage on the stage. And so we have to give them the tools and the things that they need to help them flourish. So yeah, put in the comments what your thoughts about this. It's so fascinating, but let's just leave the question open, because it's a complex and quite a big question. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this, and the video about education, if you're interested as well, is there. Bye for now.